YouTube, are we? Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Fishburner Live to YouTube. We are obviously in the middle of a pitch night. And now we have the winner and my favorite MC, Sinéad from Microsoft, here joining us tonight. Sorry for the lighting. The lighting is different today. How was it, Sinéad?
It was amazing, very hot. It's very hot. And I think that is because
are you saying that we should have turned down the aircon a bit more, or turn up the aircon?
I'm talking about the pitches, I'm talking about the people who are here in the audience, I'm talking about the heat. It is blooming hot outside. It was such a great event, I have to say. Of all of the pitch nights that I've been to, this was my favorite.
Yep.
Just such innovative ideas that are coming from so many different areas that are just attacking every part of our society, and you know, it being health tech is just incredible. And I actually should have done an explanation of what health tech is, and I didn't.
So you prepared the
I had prepared a what is health tech. Would you like to do it now? Yes, I can. This is real life, guys. Real life.
We are in the middle of a party. Just to show you where we are at the moment, we are standing behind these people.
And it's all amazing. Yeah, no. So I tell you what health tech is not. Like, health tech is not digital health. So it's a slightly different thing, and it's not medical health.
It's not just a medical record.
No, and like people kind of get confused with med tech being a device or an actual hardware piece. Health tech is all about, it's so much more. It's about the interoperability, it's about the connection, it's about the information, the repositories of information, and then how do you surface that? And I think that everyone who is pitching tonight really has connected into that really difficult void of what healthcare is, and then brought it out into something that is meaningful.
And obviously, Microsoft here, and Sinéad is here. She is one of the most capable corporate salesperson I have ever known. And that's why it's good to talk to her. And obviously, there is a message. What is the message out there?
Oh, the message is that we're here to support you. Microsoft is here to support you, and it's here to support what? You look like you're about to say something.
Link in the description below. Sign up to Microsoft for Startup. If you connect with Sinéad, you get up to $120,000 worth of Assure credit.
It's even more now.
And all the technical support you want to see.
It's even more. You get technical support. I'm a mentor, so you can actually check in and ask to be a mentor in a mentor session. I had a mentor session yesterday with a health tech startup. But
if someone is building a multi-platform health tech back-end network, they can get help from your architect crews.
Yeah, our technical teams, our solution architects are always on hand.
Solution architects.
Amazing sort of, just a plethora of people who are on hand to help. But even more, like, it's more important, and I think this is something I want to land, that Microsoft for Startups is an entry point to really just the opportunity for you to grow exponentially. And I truly mean that. We've got contacts of, cloud solution providers who are in Istanbul, or who are in Ireland, or who are in America, who might want to sell, MedaData, and they might want to actually get on their, put your system and your solution onto their bill, so that when they're talking to their customer, the customer just buys your solution almost without even realizing. Because you're on a marketplace, and you don't have to, you sort of can circumvent the procurement issues that a small company faces, because you're going on Microsoft paper, and we're backing you. And so I think that's a really important thing, and then we're here to sort of to enable the go-to-market strategy, and to enable that co-selling motion to take place. And that's my I love that. That's my job.
Fantastic. So if you want to take advantage of Microsoft connection and Sinéad's connection to tap into Australian healthcare system through the Microsoft Azure cloud, follow the link in the description to find out how. Okay. Beautiful. Now we have the winner of tonight's event. You want to do the interview?
No, you do it.
All right. Okay. And I forgot your name already.
Brock
Brock.
Ford.
And he is addressing, the startup is addressing a big problem that all the 3 doctor judges think it's a big problem and worth addressing.
Absolutely.
Medication mistake or medication error in a hospital or whatever setting. Any specific starting point?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a massive issue, and it's across healthcare. It's not just within any kind of unique area. It's across the board. We're targeting hospitals to begin with, mainly because that is an area where it is a huge problem, and we know there's a massive void that needs to be kind of filled there. But even beyond that, we'll look eventually to move into the GP market and other areas as well. Within
Why
particular
GP
age group.
market? Because the medication is not. It's at the dispenser or at the pharmacy side, is that right?
So from the GP perspective, the way that they kind of go about prescribing their medications is patient comes in, they kind of diagnose that patient, then they choose what prescription, what medications they should take. At the moment, a lot of the time they have to go away and do a lot of research around that. So they come in, they kind of open up different websites to come up with what medication is right. Are there any interactions? Yes, I'll go and check those. Actually, what would the dosage be for that specific medication? Our tool will automatically take all that patient information and give that medication up front to the clinician.
Okay, so you mean it's another layer of filtering before the pharmacies. The pharmacist is supposed to double check the dosage and the appropriateness. Otherwise, they will pick up the phone to talk to your GP.
Correct.
Before they prescribing the medicine.
Correct. Yeah. So we're attacking the problem prior to getting to the pharmacy.
Yeah.
But our long-term vision it's a bold one. We actually see a world where a lot of the prescribing is autonomous. It's kind of done external to that. So our tool can actually link into the information provided by GPs and prescribe automatically through to the pharmacy.
Yeah. So
I was just going to say, I love that idea. I actually kind of think that when you're doing your next pitch, that would be a great way to start. You know, imagine a world where we're actually, you know, we've got autonomous prescribing. We've got a system that's already in place that knows this information. Rather than, I think sometimes and I do this all the time, I'm too verbose, I use too many words, and when I'm trying to get something across, I say too much about the problem, and I don't give the vision of what the future and what the...
No, absolutely.
You know,
it's part of our 3-minute, 5-minute pitches. The old 90-second pitch is a little bit
hard,
difficult,
man.
but yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a key factor of our business.
your time is very valuable tonight. So before I need to push you away, and you need to talk to more people to build more connection. What is your ask to the audience? Whoever going to run into this video in the next couple of years, what would you like them to do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, at the moment, we're really interested in talking to as many clinicians as possible, and any kind of people within a hospital setting as well. So at the moment, we're looking to do that kind of clinical trial space. So if there's any kind of people that can help out in that space, we'd be interested.
Who in a typical hospital is responsible for the regular reporting of medication error or dispensing error, that kind of data?
At the moment,
who is owning that challenge?
At the moment, it's a very underreported space, but it is in the pharmacy area.
Really?
So there is, incredibly underreported. So we kind of see it as being something that's even much broader than we kind of think. But it is in the pharmacy department, so directors of pharmacies are the ones that kind of own that process.
So if you know someone in the hospital system, a director of pharmacies in a hospital, or you are the director of pharmacies in the hospital system, and you want to know how a young startup potentially could help you addressing, do you have a claimed improvement ratio? How much gain will they get if they jump onto your SaaS platform?
At the moment, clinical decision support is only about 16% accurate. 16%. We're going to get 90% over. So we're going to make a huge difference, and that's the key. That's the vision, and that's the goal.
All right.
Start with that.
No. One more thing. That's a big claim. How far are you in delivering at least a demo scale validation of that target?
Yeah, I mean, our MVP is in market, and it is proving to be, at the moment, above that rate. But it is only for one drug, and so it's a small. It is only for one drug, so it's a small area that we've targeted, but we're proving that is doable.
How many dosage out of your statistics tracking? I mean, your pilot.
What, sorry, what was that?
Because you said that you have a pilot with one drug.
Yep.
But what is the sample size of that?
Yeah. So we're getting users from around. In fact, we're getting users from around the world at the moment. We have users from the UK, from the US as well, and GPs within Australia at the moment. So there's a fair number that are being that are utilising the tool.
So your pilot is actually working with a particular drug manufacturer, or
it's working with a particular drug,
Okay.
and so any at the moment any clinicians that are looking to prescribe Paxlovid. So
Okay.
Paxlovid is the drug which is used to treat COVID-19.
That's right. That's the new one. Yeah.
And it's a very complex drug. So any clinicians that are in the process of prescribing that,
5-day dose, a package of 5-day dose things. That,
multiple different colours, different
exactly,
things.
Exactly.
There's a million interactions.
Yeah.
We're helping. We're doing all the hard work for them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
No,
Follow the link
thank
in
you.
the description to find out more about
MedaData.
Very good. And we obviously need to jump back to Sinéad to talk about what's the next event with Microsoft.
Oh, yes. So thank you. Thank you. You don't have to sit here if you don't want to. You can go. You're dismissed. So the next event is leading up to
Women's-
International Women's Day.
International Women's Day is on the
Well, International
9th
Women's
of-
Day is on the 8th, but
Yep.
our event is going to be here on the 9th of March. So it's
Yep.
Thursday. It'll be in the evening,
It will be live at Fishburners Founders Hub.
live at Fishburners Founders Hub. Exactly. And so, leading into the theme of International Women's Day, we are going to be leveraging some people who have got a really great understanding of how to utilize technology to
Yep.
help to empower women to succeed. And so we've got an amazing lineup. I can't tell you all of them right now,
Oh.
but I've even, I think we
Is
might get
secret
Amandeep.
or it's just
I'm pretty sure we're going to get
All right.
Amandeep, who's going to
All
come
right.
and
Okay.
speak with
Dr.
us. Yes,
Amandeep.
Dr.
Yep,
Amandeep
that's
Patra,
right. Yep.
who is amazing, who is
Yep,
a VC.
she is
and
amazing.
Is a mum and runs 4 businesses
Yes.
and is a founder and is also a GP. Is incredible. So she's going to be on our panel,
very good.
and I'll be interviewing the
right.
the panelists rather, in more of a sort of fireside chat on, you know, what do you need to think about? I mean, we're in the current climate that we're in. There's so many people out there in the tech space, for example, who have maybe been laid off.
Yeah.
So there's an amazing amount of knowledge and wealth and depth of knowledge out there,
Yeah.
and there possibly will be some people who want to start up a new business as a result of that. So we're going to talk about how do you potentially look at starting a business when you've come from corporate, or
Yeah.
how do you manage having a family when you've got a startup? How do you find your voice and your confidence when you're looking at pitching, to an all-male VC panel?
Fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And link in the description below to go to the event ticket platform.
And I'll be hosting.
Oh, you'll be hosting as
Yeah.
well. So if you want to follow Sinéad and her fluoro seashell top,
I might wear
for
a different
this
top.
event, not next week. Next time will be different.
I'll wear all one color. I did not think.
The leather one.
I'll wear the leather. Man,
right.
I will wear my pleather dress just for you.
Thank you, madam. And that was a beautiful, that is a beautiful dress. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for turning up so many times in that,
you.
couple of times in that beautiful dress.
I think it was just one time, but that's okay.
No,
That's all right.
twice. At least twice. I think I remember
In your
that.
mind,
At
maybe.
least twice.
Okay.
All right. So let's roll our sponsor message, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the people that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Trim.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
We will send a read-only copy.
Please jump on here, send us. people that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Fishies.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
We will send a read-only copy.
Please jump on here, send us. For all the people that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Fishies.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
We will send a read-only copy.
Please jump on here, send us. For all the people that are watching online. I believe we have people from England, Israel, the US.
Okay, my name's Alex. I'm the founder of Fishies.
First-hand dramatic impact of climate change.
3. Oops, we are getting ready. And here's another glass of wine for Sinéad.
No, it's still the same.
Another.
She's 5 glasses deep.
No, I'm not. Man, you're so...
Say again.
She's 5 glasses deep, everyone.
She's 5 glasses deep. After a hard-working 2 hours hosting an event, she deserves it. Who is she?
Claire. She's working
Claire,
Microsoft.
that's right. I forgot her name.
That's Claire.
I'm very bad.
Microsoft, we missed her.
That's right. So we just waved goodbye to Claire from Microsoft, and now we have Tia from
Dr. Tia Cummins.
Dr. Tia. Yes, sorry, yes.
Thanks, guys. Please use the appropriate title next time.
Okay. And your startup is about...
So we use virtual reality to help treat
That's right.
complex mental illness.
And the name of the startup is...
Flintworks.
Flintworks. Follow the link in the description below. But Dr. Tia will give us a quick rundown how VR or AR or VR could help psychologists.
Yes.
Mainly.
So basically, in a nutshell, current treatments for mental illness are terrible. Specifically for PTSD, the success rate is only at 30%.
Yeah.
If you use virtual reality, you can take current treatments, move them up, elevate them into virtual reality, and they instantly become more effective and safer. There is 30 years of research to back this up, but this has never been spun out of the academic institution, and that is kind of a nutshell explanation of VR and mental health.
What were you going to say?
I don't have a mic. You
I'm like 5 drinks in, guys. I'm not, actually. I'm trying to hold it all together.
5 glasses.
Yes. I'm double parked, but I don't have anything in that one. No, I was going to say, I mean, the judges are pretty... I would say the judges were very harsh in general tonight. Like, not harsh, they were...
Challenging.
They were challenging and they were critical. And that is, I think, on purpose.
Yeah.
I chose the judges, so I knew that they're all medical doctors. Exactly, and they've all come from different, different backgrounds, but they have each of them set up their own business. They're all founders. They're medical professionals. They're incredibly successful in the areas that they're in. And I do feel that they asked some very interesting questions about, and I think a really interesting one, and I think it's something that Simon has asked before, is, how are people going to pay for this? Like, who's going to pay for it? Because I have to say, I think this is incredible, and being able to kind of realize and re-envision, the trauma that you've been through without having to do the talk therapy, but actually seeing it, but seeing it in a very safe, gradual, process and an environment where you're already being surrounded by help, makes a significant difference. And I think that that's a really, really interesting part of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And probably something that maybe when you're next pitching is something that perhaps you bring out. It's, by the way, well done on the 90-second pitch. I mean, that's a bloody hard
so
pitch
hard
to do.
It's so difficult.
And most important, you won the crowd favorite award.
Yeah, People's Choice Award. Thank you very much.
So that means, at least from a consumer point of view, the doctor side knows that, the judge's side knows that how hard it is to build a business. That's why they ask probing question.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your pitch impress the audience so that at least they feel, if I could benefit from your services, they would work for you. And that's why they have been. Can I ask a question? Is that AR or VR at the moment is still very blocky, very cartoon, very sort of graphics. In that sense, it's not a realistic image, and it is immersive. But would that compromise the outcome of the treatment, or is it a limitation for the treatment of using VR at the moment?
Yeah, so I think that's a really interesting point, and I think what we need to bear in mind is that current treatments ask you to sit there with your psychologist.
Yep, but there will be a lot of close your eyes and imagine remember the journey or what happened, what was the stress and things like that.
So if you were to do that for a phobia, and the treatment's like the same, exposure therapy. If you were to go to a psychologist and say, I'm terrified of spiders, it's ruining my life, I want to travel, I can't do it because of spiders, and they said, well, sit there, close your eyes and imagine a spider, you'd probably want your money back. You're not going to be paying for that session. But that's what we do when it comes to trauma. And then we say, well, sit there, close your eyes, and imagine the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Don't imagine too much of it, though, because then you'll start hyperventilating. Just imagine this tiny detail. That's impossible. And I know, I've been a caregiver for a family member who had PTSD, who went through this treatment, who was very sick for months on end as they were going through this treatment. So with VR, I mean, not only that's all you have to top, right? So not only are you topping that because it's immersive, but also, I mean, the graphics and stuff nowadays with the rate that this technology advances is very, very good.
Okay.
And even if you can just have something that's a little bit blocky, but it's good enough, because it's so immersive, it tricks your brain into going, oh my God, this is reality now. I'm actually doing this. And there's so many apps you can do where you're, on top of an 80-foot building. It's very cartoony, but your body is screaming, get away from the ledge. So it really doesn't matter the fidelity of the graphics, even though they are improving day by day.
So the, how can I say, CG graphic without not being too realistic, make it sort of ground the session into that it is a safe environment and it is okay to go through this to receive the treatment.
Well, the way that Tia had explained it to me when I met her first was that you can kind of dial it up and dial it down. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't do that with my brain and my memories and my visualization. I find it very difficult to do that. If I was to, actually sort of think about a very traumatic experience, it would be hard. And so I think that intervention that's proactive, not reactive, is probably incredibly important with the therapy as well.
And I mean, again, to go back to that kind of spider example, if I were to say to you, okay, I'll cure your fear of spiders, and then I grabbed a tarantula and lobbed it at your face, you would not be better. You would not be cured of spiders. You'd be much worse.
You probably would not be feeling pretty good either.
And then I would probably get a punch in the face. But that's what we do with trauma. We go, okay, well, this thing that you've tried for decades to not remember, let's bring it up. And I only want you to focus on this tiny bit, but suddenly the whole memory crushes you and you feel like you're there again. And that's just really unsafe.
Can I ask maybe a controversial question? I have been involved in with a group called Think You Know. They're called Think You Know. We need to talk about them. They're amazing. Run by the Federal Police. Microsoft is the sponsor. So are Commonwealth Bank and a few others. But Think You Know talks about child exploitation on the internet and how to deal with it and how to sort of, you can't stop it, right? So how do you talk to your children about telling you what's happening and how to, build that trust? But it just, when you were talking to me, sort of spurred me to think that when you have, grown-ups who are sort of dealing with these traumatic memories of awful things that would have happened to them as a child, could this work with them, or would this not work with them? I mean, have you got like sort of pockets of where you're absolutely, no, this is not going to work in this instance, or it is going to work in,
Yeah, so in theory, yes, because it's just the treatment. We're not inventing any treatments, the same treatment, exposure therapy. And in theory, that works across traumas. Now, for us, we can't go straight from, working with, let's say, people in bushfires and then jump into childhood sexual abuse. It's a very, very, sensitive area, as it should be. So the idea or the plan for us was to build up our repertoire and our toolkit for the more adult-based traumas, so that eventually we could then work with clinicians who needed to address, the likes of childhood sexual abuse. And it might not be, the other thing to say is this toolkit that we've created is very versatile. So it might not be that, somebody who's been through horrific things as a kid needs to relive them again, but they might want to do some therapy where they're talking to their abuser and they're behind and this is something we've workshopped with clinicians, and they're behind a perspex glass and they're safe and they're able to have that direct dialogue with an abuser to kind of, get things off their chest and say things that they wish they could have said, but they were obviously too young to say. So again, yes, this kit can be used across traumas, but in different ways. It has that versatility.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I love this. You can have it in a, no.
Ask more questions.
No, I'm not going to ask any more. I just think, if you consider the amount of people that you can help with that, and actually not even just being able to address their abuser, but being able to be an adult and realize that the abuser is, invariably less than them, or
you're empowering them.
You're totally empowering them.
And you can do that with domestic violence situations too.
I think that's amazing,
so
Tia.
we always had this, dream that once we made it big, we'd be able to donate headsets to women's shelters who'd undergone domestic abuse, so they could actually go through scenarios where they could stand up to their abuser, and they had, it might be like a token sword and shield, or it might be something else, whatever makes them feel safe. So they could have that conversation and just gradually start to build themselves up again.
It's incredible, this sort of stuff, that once I see with my children and they're watching, my son plays he doesn't play it. He watches how people play he doesn't play it. I mean, he can play it, but he doesn't play it. He watches how people want to play Minecraft, and then imagine if he was out.
No. Now you mentioned Minecraft. Would a Minecraft-like blocky character of recreating a certain high-stress scenario achieve similar result like realistic photo or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much, because as soon as you go into an immersive environment, you're as long as everything's constant. So if there's a slight gap in, so maybe you have what's it called? What's that game called?
Roblox.
No, what was the game you just talking about? Minecraft. Sorry. I don't have children.
It's a Microsoft product.
5 drinks in.
Everyone should download. If you have Minecraft, and then suddenly it's photorealistic, and then it's Minecraft, then you've got issues. But if you're in an environment that's completely Minecraft, Lego-like, then it's enough for the brain to go, okay, it's my reality. And there are games that do that have if you go to Rec Room, which is a VR type community game, the graphics are terrible. But as soon as you're doing it, if something comes towards your face, you're ducking. You're not letting that square ball hit you in the face.
It's amazing, isn't it? It is incredible. I could talk to you all day. I could give you ideas all day, and I'm sure everybody else could as well. Going, can you do this to my child? But no, I think well done.
Thank you.
Well done. I cannot wait to see your trajectory and where you guys end up. It's going to be incredible.
Thank you very much.
For anyone out there who happens to bump into this video, watching this conversation on YouTube,
Yeah.
what would you like them to do? What is your call for action?
If you happen to have a couple of spare million in your pocket, please get in touch. Look, if you have any links, we'll see. If you happen to have any links with like first responder organizations, any trauma-oriented organizations, like by all means get in touch. Go on to www.flintworks.co. You can find our email addresses there. LinkedIn, you can also get me, just Tia Cummins, PhD. You'll find me. It's not that many Tia Cumminses. We've got the PhD, so I don't need the title. This one. But yeah, look, if you want to chat or whatever, reach out. It's always cool to like hear people's experiences and stuff. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So whoever graphic designer, software programmer, or psychologist, you want to follow Dr. Tia's footsteps to go into this challenging field and help a lot of patients out there, and using Microsoft Minecraft to create an infantry of treatment scenarios.
But your co-founder is ex-gaming, right? Your co-founder is sort of a developer.
He's a developer.
Yeah.
So he's ex-Dolby, ex-TomTom.
Right.
When it was a little baby startup in Amsterdam.
Minecraft, just the number of kids out there playing it is a good track record to consider adopting.
We are not currently in partnership.
Actually, you do need to produce a lot of the graphic sort of set scenario. Otherwise, psychologists would not have time to recreate those scenarios themselves.
So we have like a library catalog
That's
of
right.
scenarios to choose from. So now a lot of these things you can purchase off of like a marketplace of VR assets. So like a bookcase is an asset. So we can use that as well. But this is also the reason why we focused on these trauma-dense sectors of veterans and first responders, because a lot of the traumas are fairly similar. And we can use the same assets throughout that. And as we grow, we'll start to build that catalog.
Fantastic. So everyone, be inspired and follow these capable young ladies, and as a leader to discover how we can help more people through their mental treatment programs
through their
and
trauma.
things like that.
Loads of people have gone through trauma, and it's terrible that they have to suffer with that, and there's a way to help them, so we should.
All right, follow the link in the description below, and we wave goodbye to the camera, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.